step, 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 one step at a time. That's how you'll make it. Keep moving. Don't look backwards. Keep going forward. One step at a time. Our sharing for this evening is about one step at a time. And no excuses. Making that step, making a step. One step at a time. Don't go backwards. Just keep stepping, stepping, stepping. You'll make it. You'll make it. Don't give up. Now, I want to use the baby analogy, and I'm going to be using it a lot because working with a baby recently over a time, I have a lot of baby analogies that I'm going to be using, but I wanted to start with this one, the stepping. Now, I looked at the different stages of the stepping. Some people wouldn't consider this stepping, but it is, because the first thing is when the baby is there and the baby is rolling, rolling, rolling on the bed. For some babies, they are more active, and if you're not careful, they'll roll off. Because guess what? They're in their comfort zone, they're in the comfort of their family, and they're comfortable. Yes, you have some babies that don't get that, but we're talking about the ones that are comfortable in their right family and getting the good care. We're looking at that principle because in that step of rolling, they're there and they're exploring where they are. They're going from left to right and looking at where they can go. They might be touching a mobile, they might be doing something else, but they are getting their self awareness. They are becoming who they are. They are learning about their environment. So it's important for them to get into the mode, to get into the feeling of what they are experiencing, whether they're touching a sheet, whether they're touching a pillow, but they are getting into what they need to get into. They're moving. And so they start to know that movement produces results. Let me say that again for somebody who didn't hear me. Movement produces results because when they were just in one position, they didn't know that. But when they moved here, they said, okay, I can change position. And okay, I can change position. Some of us are in one position too long and we need to change position. We need to start doing something different so that our business will reach where it needs to reach, or our life will reach where it needs to reach. I think it's Albert Einstein that said you can't get you can't get different results by doing the same thing. It's almost the definition of insanity. Are we mad? Are we crazy? We need to try something else. So you've been doing this. You've been putting your hand here and you want to touch your forehead, and you're putting your hand here and it's not happening. And I'm putting my hand here and it's not happening. Probably if I put my hand here, something else will happen. So sometimes we need to do something different to reach where we want to reach, to achieve what we want to achieve, to go where we want to go. Change the strategy. Change the method. Sometimes it's not the message that needs to change, it's the method. So, yes, you're saying it worked for somebody else, but it's not working for you. What are you doing? That's not the way it is supposed to be done. Try something different. It might have worked that way for that person, but using the same principle, it might work a different way for you. So let's look at how we are rolling, how we are exploring. Now, in the baby, the next step is usually creeping because now we're moving and they have discovered now that when they turn around, their legs have a little use. When they go on their knees, move them, and so they start to drag. And so they are moving now out of their space into another space, moving out of their space into another space. When are we going to move into another space, another situation, another circumstance? Some of us just keep at the rolling stage and we are here exploring where we are when there is so much more to explore. So we need to just pull ourselves forward, ourselves to a different space, pull ourselves, just that dragging. Some babies put one foot behind and keep pulling it and holding it back. But we need to get to that place where we're pulling ourselves, where we're getting forward because we know we need to go. We need to go further. Here cannot be it. Here is not working. I'm tired of here. I'm frustrated. But we're still there rolling at the same spot, at the same space, just staying there because we're so comfortable in our uncomfortable comfort zone. No, it's time to pull yourself away. So yes, you haven't reached that place where you can just move and creep yet, but you're just pulling yourself, you're just dragging yourself to that new space. For some persons, it might be looking around, it might be doing some research, because yes, you're there, but you're doing some pulling. You're looking at other options, you're looking at other ways. What else is there for me? What else can I do to move myself where I need to be? Where else can I go? Moving into that new space, it might just be a little bit away from where you were. You might be making all that effort and just make a little move, but any move is a move. Any move is a move. My mentor, one of the persons I study, Myron Golden, says when you do work, it's either working for you or it's working on you. So don't think that nothing is happening. Something is happening. You might be learning something. You pull this way, you realize it's too slippery. So you go to another side and you pull another way and you pull and you do it another way and you get things done, you get things moving because you're moving. And now we're moving on in the baby stage and it's time to creep. And some babies, when they get into the creeping, first they might be dragging their foot, but as they do it more, that's the important thing. Keep going. As they do it more, some of them go very fast. Some babies, you hear the tap, 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 or the boom, 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 depending on what flooring they are on. But you hear them moving. You hear them coming from distance and they are achieving their goal of getting where they need to go. And they are moving. It's your time to move. It's your time to get to that new place where you've never been before, where you couldn't because you were just dragging. But now you are creeping. You're not where you need to be yet. You're not managing how you need to be yet, but at least you are exploring. And you're not only exploring from your comfort zone, you are stepping out there and exploring. For some persons, it is just checking out if persons would be interested in a business, doing the research, going out there, ask persons. Today, I asked some persons, I haven't written my first book yet, but I asked some persons and they were ready. So I have 2 sales already for my book that has not been written yet. I am there, moving ahead. Sometimes you have to get out there, let persons know that you can do something. I remember the first time I pushed out of my comfort zone to tell somebody who didn't know anything about me that yes, they can invite me to speak. This was about children. And I said, you can invite me to speak to your children at your church. And I was like, my heart was pumping. Suppose I go there. I'm the one who told them I could do this. But guess what? I know it's not me. It's the God, the Holy Spirit using me. And so I can speak out because I'm not talking about Rosette. I'm talking about who strengthens Rosette. So why am I afraid? Am I afraid that God is going to fail me and he has not failed me yet? So we need to step out there and creep and moving ahead. But it cannot stay at creeping. If you stayed at creeping, you would not be where you are today. It's because you decided to take a chance in the world that you are where you are today, where you can walk around. You take it for granted now, but there was a time that you didn't take it for granted. There was a time when you did not know if you could do this. You don't remember because you were probably, some of you were 8 months. Some of you were 9 months. But you did not know if you could do this. But you went ahead and you took that step. You held on because sometimes we forget that we need support. And that is why in Pull Power now we encourage a whole coaching. And we say we are here to help you as well as you can find somebody else. But don't try to do it alone as you go out. Don't try to do it alone. Find somebody who is even one step ahead of you and let them help to pull you up. That's why we call the company Pull Power now, pulling you into your greater life one step at a time, pulling you, getting you up there. You're going up the ladder and sometimes you need somebody to pull you because it can be scary. It can be scary. So that when that baby is holding on and trying to pull themselves up and walking around, and that, yes, they go right back to creeping most time. Right back. Because this is kind of slow now, but they're exploring. They're exploring because they know there is more out there for them. There's more out there for you. There's more out there that you can achieve. There's more out there for you to do. So if you don't pull yourself up and get up out of that chair, whatever it is that you need to do, you need to get up. You need to hold on. Wherever your support is, find it. If you need to pay for it, which I I tried all the free options, all of them, but they didn't work for me because the persons weren't dedicated enough to my growth. And so I started getting the full support when I decided to invest in me, to pay for my support, pay for my coaching, and I'm getting great results now. And so I offer those services to persons because I want to help persons not go through all I needed to go through. So get somebody who can support you, who can be there as your scaffold to support you and hold you up as you move ahead. And we are back to the analogies, back to looking at the baby. Yes, the baby takes one step, drop, get up again, tries for one step, falls, tries again, takes another step, falls. It happens. It happens in real life. The problem is that some of you take a step out there and you fall and you give up. That doesn't work. That's the recipe for failure, failure, failure. If you did not realize that when you fall, you have to get up as a baby, then you would have been still creeping. Imagine that. Some of you old 20, 30-year-old, 40, 50, 60, walking around on your knees. It would have been a sight to behold. You would not have been able to do the job you're doing, even though some of you are ready to get out of those jobs, but not even that. You wouldn't have been able to do the studies you're doing, whatever you're doing in your life. You wouldn't have had that beautiful spouse, that beautiful husband or wife or girl or man. You wouldn't have had that because you would have been creeping. Who wants somebody who is creeping? And if somebody doesn't want to be in a relationship with somebody who is creeping, why would you want to be creeping? Why would you not want to be stepping? If somebody doesn't want to hire a baby who is creeping, why would you want to stay there? It's time to step. Yes, you might fall, but just like when you were a baby, get up and try again. Get up and try again. Because the baby knows that everybody else around me is walking and I need to walk. That determination was there. I have to get this. Sometimes they rest for a little while and they don't go back until a day or two, but they're going to try again. They're going to step again. You did it. You did it then. So what about now? Why is it that as you go into the business and you start to see some months that you're not making money, you stop? It doesn't make sense. You try to work on your marriage, and as you work on your marriage, there is some hitch, and you say, oh, this is not going to work. I have to divorce. I have to get rid of this. It doesn't make sense. Keep going at it. Whatever desire you have for your life, do not give up as you get an hitch. Keep going for it. If it's not yours to be, it must be a situation where you say you have tried everything you can try. You have put out your effort. And remember, it's working on you if it's not working for you. Myron Golding. And so let us keep moving forward. Let us not be in that give up mode. We have to get ready to move forward. No, after that's those first steps and dropping, after a while, what you realize is that instead of falling at one step, the baby will fall after three. Then after five, then they will make a longer journey until after a while they're walking. It's your walking time, but the only way you can walk is if you do your research and keep going. What is it that you love? What is it that gives you passion? Are you spending time to research it? Are you spending the time to invest in yourself so much that you can be the best that you can be in that area? That when persons think of that carpenter, when persons think of that mason, when persons think of that teacher, they know you are the go-to person. You are the go-to person in that area. If they want expert advice on decorating, they know you are the expert person. But are you studying to be the best of the best? Or are you just satisfied with ordinary? Ordinary is easy to find. Ordinary is a dime a dozen. So ordinary is just not going to cut it. Are you ready to be the best? To spend the time investing in yourself, pushing yourself, reading and studying and doing what it takes to make yourself one of the greats. As you say, GOAT, greatest of all times. I used to wonder what they mean by GOAT. But yes, you have to be the GOAT in your area. And it takes time. It takes effort, but you can do it. It depends on what you really want for your life. I've been looking at persons and I'm saying, this thing can happen, so why aren't more persons doing it? But the time it takes to put things together is hard. It's easier to just go work for somebody than putting the effort in to start your own business, to get out there that persons know you, that persons can call on you. It's not easy, but it's possible. It is possible. It is possible to run. Because after walking, when those babies get to walking and they realize they can walk, after that they go faster and faster, faster until they're running. Running is in your future if you make the effort. If you don't give up, running is in your future. You have to get ready to run. You know that song, I Feel Like Running? You have to get ready to move. You have to get ready to go ahead and don't stop. I am not giving up. I want to use Joseph as an example. Those of you who read the Bible, with Joseph, Joseph was not in the race to just get it. Joseph didn't even realize what his future was, but he was just there rolling. He was his father's favorite and he was enjoying. Yes, they were jealous of him, but guess what? He had his beautiful coat. He was the top child. He was doing well, just comfortable. But then, without him knowing it, dreams started to come, an interpretation of the dream started to come, and he was wandering there while he's there dragging himself, wondering, should I do it, should I say anything to anybody, till he started to creep and he started to share, his thing, and the hatred came. Things started coming, but he started to share, and then he started to hold on because his father was there, supporting him. His father was there pushing him, and then he was confident enough to step. But when he stepped, that's when the boys got, because he started sharing his dream with even them now, taking a step. Not just his father who is going to push him and protect him, but taking a step, telling his brothers, and they did not take it lightly. So that was a drop, because they decided to take him out of the picture. They decided first to leave him in a pit and to see, I don't know what, if they were planning to kill him or what, but they left him there. But then they sold him. So dropping, and don't that happen with the babies? The dropping was there, and they sold him, and he was there. But then he took another step because he got into a nice job, working with Potiphar. But then moving ahead and being the best that he can be, of course, there comes Potiphar's wife telling lies on him. Another drop. He's put in prison and he's there. But he did not give up in prison. He could have just said, you know what? I'm done. You know what? God don't need me. I'm done. But yes, in prison, he decided to take another step, and he shared a dream interpretation for persons in there. He took another step, and in that step, he got another drop, because guess what? They left there and they forgot him. Even though they made all these promises, they forgot him. But then there was a step taken on the outside that he didn't know about that caused him to step up, because Pharaoh needed his dream interpreted and nobody could interpret it. So they called on Joseph. They remembered Joseph at that time. They remembered him, and he was called up. Step. Sometimes you don't even have to take the step. The step is taken for you when you don't give up. There was that step, and he stepped up, and he was called, and he fulfilled. He stepped. He believed in himself. This was the leader of all leaders in that area, and he went. Some people would have been afraid to interpret. I wonder if he's going to put me back in prison. But he interpreted the dream just as he got it from God. He interpreted it, and he was able to be in charge of great things. And from that, it was stepping, he was moving, because he had the faith enough to keep going. He knew that the falling was not going to be just falling, but there was a step up. As Les Brown says, if you fall, lie on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. He was promoted, stepping. Now he was running. He was running, till he could have even helped his family. And we won't go into all the details of that story, but he was running. Your running time is there. Your running time is waiting for you. Your track shoes are there. It's just for you to step into it. It's on your mark. It's get set. It's go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Boop, the gun is off, and it's time for you to run. It's time for you to believe in yourself. It's time for you to realize that creeping days are finished, that walking and dropping days are finished. Yes, it will come, but you have to go through the process. It is a process, one step at a time. So I don't know which stage you are. I don't know if you are at the rolling stage where you're comfortable and need to go to the pulling stage, or the hold on and support stage, creeping. I don't know which stage you are. Are you creeping and doing your research and getting into things? Or are you taking that step and falling because you've decided to try, you've decided to make it? Keep holding on. Keep knowing that support is available, but keep going. Keep going. You have to let go and step. Just look at, even when those babies there, the parent is there while they're stepping, to just offer the support, to know that the support is there. Yes, come baby, come. Coaching, come baby, you can do it, you can do it. Sometimes it's videos, sometimes it's cameras there, but you can do it, you can do it. Just work, just move at it, just move at it. You can do it. And I'm talking to you now. I'm talking to somebody out there. Guess what? You can do it. You can make it happen. It is there to happen for you. So don't give up because you're falling. Don't give up because it seems impossible. Just know it's one step at a time. Moving into your greatness. Pull power now, pulling you into your greatness, one step at a time. And in the true thing with pull power, I want to celebrate you. So here, I didn't forget my wine this time. I'm celebrating you, moving into your greatness, because I believe in you. I believe you can do it. So everyone watching here, I toast you. I celebrate you moving and stepping into your greatness. Cheers, toast. Lift your glasses to me as I toast this great man and this great woman that's watching this video. Toast. You can do it. Blessings.